How much should you stack? There are those who say the sky is the limit and that you should stack as much as possible. There are those who say stack whatever you can while maintaining a couple months of bills and fiat in your bank account, stacking within your means. Big time financial investors who are not necessarily stackers would say 5% to 10% of your total portfolio should be in precious metals. These people generally aren't trying to make a big profit off their stack. Instead, they are hedging a little bit in precious metals while putting their other investments into stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, and offshore bank accounts. There are those who believe stacking silver is pointless. Obviously, I don't fall into this category, but they believe that the price of silver is genuinely decreasing and that it's going to continue to decrease, and that the industrial uses that are being fulfilled by silver are eventually going to be filled by some other metal, man-made or not. Another group that doesn't quote-unquote stack silver would be your average flipper. They hold silver, but they generally are thinking in more short-term basis, buying low and selling high, or putting a small investment into something with numismatic potential with hopes to make some profit in the shorter term. Kind of like the Swan or the Dragon and Phoenix. These coins have already almost doubled in price since they initially were released. There are those who just like to collect coins and don't look at them as a long-term strategy, but instead a hobby. I don't know whether I consider this group a stacker or not, but in either way, they are accumulating a lot of silver, but they're not necessarily thinking about how many ounces should I have. Instead, they're thinking about how many coins would I like for my collection. So to try to answer the question, how much should you stack? That's an impossible question for me because I don't know what category of belief or strategy you fall in, but I can tell you what I think and how I stack. I'm using silver as a strategy to help me save money. This is a fun hobby. I get some pretty things to look at. It can be I can hold the silver in a tangible way, and it's easy for me to see how my bank account, in quotes, is growing. I plan on buying silver consistently until I have saved enough to make a down payment on a house. I don't want to mess around with mortgage insurance when I do buy a house, so I want to have a sizable down payment. And I'm not totally convinced that the real estate market right now is indicative of being one for buyers. This gives me the perfect opportunity to save my today's money and use it to buy tomorrow's property. I would like to have, I'm not really looking in terms of weight because I have a more short-term goal than some of you other guys that want to stack for retirement or something like that. My short-term goal is about $50,000 worth. So in today's market, that would be almost 3,000 ounces. I have a long way to go. But if spot went to 20, it'd only be 2,500 ounces, or if spot went to 30, it would be about 1,600 ounces. So obviously I can't tell the future in silver, but I'm more comfortable saving my money in silver than I am the fiat dollar. I think there's a good opportunity to make some money with silver right now, but even if I quote-unquote lose money, I still feel like the fiat dollar is more risky alternative at this moment in time. Some people want to stack their body weight. Some people want to reach 1,000 ounces. Some people want to stack 40% of their annual salary or 6 months of rent and bills. I don't know how to answer this question, but I figured I'd share with you guys my goals. Let me know what you guys think. How much should I stack? How much should you stack? How much should anybody stack? Should they stack at all? I appreciate you guys, and I want to thank you for your continued support. If you haven't already, we're approaching 375 subs, which means there's free silver to be had. Go back a few videos and participate if you haven't. Much appreciation, my friends. I'll talk to you tomorrow.